heading into the mountains for an exciting adventure. Gonna do a little sleeping out in the desert tonight. Hey guys, super excited to share this adventure with you tonight. I'm gonna be doing a little sleeping out under the stars. Now, it's not technically camping because I'm gonna be sleeping in my car right here. But I will be doing some cool campground stuff. And we're getting pretty close to where we're gonna be setting up. Okay, so we are pulling up to the Sierra Madre Canyon in the Santa Rita Mountains, about an hour south of Tucson. This is called the Proctor Campground. So I want you to see what this entrance looks like because it's right after the very first parking lot off of Madera Canyon Road. There's only one parking lot and there's this little dirt road, and this is what we take to get to the Dispersed Campground, and I'll explain what Dispersed Camping is in just a second. But I wanted you to see what this is like. It is a little bit rugged, but it does eventually smooth out. This is the main road, and right here is actually like a little trail where sometimes you'll see people crossing, so you definitely want to be careful. But this is kind of the worst part of this road right here. It's super rugged, so if you've got like a teeny vehicle, highly would not recommend this. And if there's been a recent storm right here, you'll see like water or a creek. But right here, kind of the worst of it. So if you can hang for this, that was it. The rest of it is pretty much like this. Kind of rocky, but it does smooth out even more after this. So just something to be prepared for. If you've never been here and this is a place that you're interested in coming, I wanted you to see what it's like. You know, you definitely don't want a low car here because a lot of jagged rock. So we are almost to our site. Dispersed camping is a little bit different than traditional camping. When you go to a traditional campground, you typically have to make a reservation or pay a fee for the night. There's usually restrooms, there's usually picnic tables, there's usually trash service. At a dispersed campground, there's none of that. However, it is of no cost. So it is a first come, first serve situation. But the benefit of it is that you can kind of just come and go as you please. But it is, first come, first serve. So I love it because I guess it depends on if if areas are going to be busy or not. This particular location, we're gonna explore tomorrow just to kind of see what it's all about. I remember vaguely just from walking through it once before that there are quite a few campgrounds. They're pretty nice and they're pretty big. And as you can see right here, they come with a fire pit, so that's awesome. I wasn't sure if they were gonna have that or not. So pretty cool stuff. The other thing to keep in mind with the dispersed campground is that there are no restrooms. So the phrase that they use is pack in, pack out. It's super windy, so I hope that this is recording okay. I just got this guy. Pack in, pack out. So everything that you bring with, you take out, and that's everything, including everything. Trash, you name it. So, and that includes going to the bathroom. Now, there are some rules about that, and in this video, I'm going to include some information from the Park Service that they have recommended for how to handle dispersed campgrounds. There will be a link in the description too for a little bit more information, or if you just want to Google it, that works too. But yeah, so just something to keep in mind before you come out to dispersed camping. But it is awesome. So another thing I wanted to mention too is where this particular location is. It's at the base of Madera Canyon. I did another video not that long ago where Madera Canyon has got a lot of stuff going on. It is a really quiet, chill, peaceful place. There's a beautiful nature walk there. As you go up the mountain, in fact, right behind me, as you go up these mountains, the same road that you come in to get to the Proctor campsite, there is it's called the Santa Rita Lodge, where You can do like bird watching. It's really relaxed. There's like a wellness feature to it, like yoga and such. And then at the very top, there's some hiking and such. So I did a video that focuses more on that part of the mountain. So I'll include a link to it in the description. It's a beautiful place if you're in there and you wanted to check it out. This particular video is going to focus more on the sleeping out in the desert thing, but I just wanted to point out how close it is to these other things. So something to think about if you come to this part of the world. Check that video out. So for this particular excursion, we're going to be doing a little Jeep life action where I'll be spending the night in the desert in my Jeep. Now this is a 4-door Wrangler Unlimited, and it is an awesome car. And as you can see, there's lots of space for stuff. There's lots of space for stuff in here. I even brought my own firewood because I wasn't sure what the situation was going to be like here. But lots of room, and above all, there's going to be room for this guy. And if I can fit back there, most normal humans can fit back there too. And it is actually pretty comfortable. I have slept in the back of this car before. But I want you to get an idea of what our site looks like. So let's check it out. All right, so we are at the Proctor Dispersed Camping campgrounds, where, as you can see, it is mighty quiet. We are very excited to see there's already a fire pit here, plenty of parking space, some amazing views, and lots of space for a couple RVs, couple cars, couple tents. So I'll include a link. To this particular site in the description if this is something that you're interested in checking out. It's about an hour south of Tucson in Arizona. We've got some cool stuff that we're going to be doing. Of course, one of the first things you want to do, bug spray. Mosquitoes love me, and I know they don't love everyone, but they love me. So right away, I start putting this stuff on right when I get out here. Everywhere. You know what I have found when I do get like mosquito bites? There's this stuff, it's that, shoot, what's it called? It's that like Aveeno bug bite lotion. That stuff is like magic. And like if you get a mosquito bite or whatever, like just put that on and it's like within like a minute, you don't even feel it anymore. So there are, things you can do, but I figure if there's an opportunity to avoid that, why not? This is my first time at this campground. I have actually been here before, like I've hiked around and stuff, but I have not like stayed here. So this is all kind of new and exciting for me too, because I think that just the opportunity to get out in nature and spend some time, I'm by myself, is awesome. And so when you get an opportunity like this, do it. I'm going to talk a little bit about what Dispersed Camping can do once we get stuff settled. I brought a bunch of stuff. Got a chair, can't forget that. Lots of fun stuff. So I want to talk a little bit about the Jeep. This particular Jeep I've had for about 7 years now. And I had a smaller Wrangler in college, and I also had like a Grand Cherokee for about 13 years. Jeeps are good cars, I swear by them. This car, I just wish it would last me for the rest of my life because I just love this ride so much. In the 7 years I've had it, I've had hardly any trouble with it. Aside from your standard, obviously oil changes, brakes, tire replacements, things like that. Your standard kind of maintenance. In the 7 years, I have only had to replace sensors twice. You take them to the Jeep dealer, they cost about $500 each. But over the course of 7 years, knock on wood, that's the most that I've had to deal with. It's a fantastic car. In the time that I've had it, I work remotely, so I don't, a good portion of that time I haven't been like driving it like a commuter car back and forth. So this car only has about 60,000 miles on it, so it obviously has quite a bit of life left in it. It's in great condition, and in general, I just swear by it. But what I especially love about Jeeps is it really suits certain lifestyles, like mine, for example. So, you've seen the big back here. I always have just like tons of stuff back there. Extra gear, the camera stuff, the basketball and tennis rackets and My bike fits back there. And because I actually prefer to keep my bike in the back of the car as opposed to like on a rack. I know I never trust those racks. So this car can hold all those things, and it can also hold me. So, which you'll see when I squeeze back there tonight. But it is actually, you know, it's not like a, you know, a Posturepedic, but it is pretty comfortable. So just wanted to just kind of mention a little bit about the Jeep, just because Jeep life, I swear by it, it's awesome. I will probably have a Jeep for the rest of my life, and hopefully it's this one. Love this one, so Jeeps. So here's a good camping tip. Make sure you bring more than one lighter, just in case one is not working or it's too windy. Hopefully the other one works. It never hurt to have some of these fire-resistant gloves. I got them on Amazon. They're great for like cooking at the grill, or if you're gonna be dealing with like fire. They weren't too expensive. I want to say like 10, 15 bucks. And also, you know, when you're lifting like kind of sharp firewood and stuff or things, you know, comes in handy for that too. Right now it's late afternoon. Evening's gonna be setting in soon. I say there's no time to get that fire started. I've got plenty of wood and such, so I'm gonna get her going now. Fire! So I'm super excited to share with you tonight a vegan campfire dinner and dessert. That's what we're gonna be doing here tonight. We've got a great campfire going, and this is one of those things that you think about when you're a vegan or even a vegetarian. If you're going camping with a bunch of friends, you automatically think about like hamburgers and hot dogs and steaks, but what about the vegan, right? So this video is gonna show you real quickly just something that a vegan or vegetarian can do to take out camping, and it's good. I just wanted to give you a little bit of background about me. So I am actually vegetarian, but tonight I just wanted to do something that is vegan for everybody. I think that, as we all know, being a vegan can be tough because there are quite a few restrictions on the type of food you can and can't eat. This video is not meant to go into all of the specifics about that, but I have pulled together some things that are certified vegan that you can bring with to a campsite, that are not super expensive, that are affordable, and they're easy to do, and they're super good too. So, but just wanted you to know, I'll include any kind of information I can in the description of this video, just to kind of, you know, make the vegans rest assured that this is all legit and good stuff. But if you have any questions too, of course, please feel free to leave a comment. Please feel free to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And let's make ourselves a yummy campfire dinner. Hey guys, so what we're gonna do today for the vegans is we're gonna make super good vegan hot dogs, and we're gonna have some chips on the side. And these hot dogs are gonna be kind of fancy, but it's super easy to do, and we're gonna get to it, okay? So first things first, I like to use these Light Life Smart Dogs, plant-based hot dogs. They're pretty standard as far as like sodium goes, but they are certified vegan, and they're super good, and they've got kind of like a light smoky flavor. So one of the challenges with vegan hot dogs is that hot dog buns are typically, they use some type of an animal product. So what I'm gonna do is use vegan bread. Vegan bread you can get in pretty much any like freezer section, like at your store, Whole Foods, wherever it may be. And I'm gonna show you what I got. In fact, I took a clip of it earlier, but this is what vegan bread looks like. So what I'm gonna do is, it looks like regular bread. I'm gonna put it in the fire just to kind of get a little bit toasty just for a minute. And how we can do that is with some tongs right here. So just for a second, just to kind of warm it up. I've got this little skewer thing. Just stick the hot dog right there. Here she goes. Wiener Mania. Okay. Wow, it's pretty fast. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be one smoky dog. Oh wow. Moment of truth. Just pulled this hot dog off the grill. See what she's all about. Mmm. Wow. So good. Okay. Here's what we got going on here. We got the vegan hot dog, pico de gallo, hot mustard, ketchup, on some warmed vegan bread. It took only about a minute to cook the hot dog over the grill, over the fire. It is so good. The camera's gonna blow over, and my apologies. Oh, whoa, look at that! It's like frozen in time. It's like stuck to my tire, so it's so weird. This thing is so good. Highly recommend it. And so what we can do to spice it up a little bit, add, you know, whatever things you like, maybe some chili peppers, but I also brought some chips too. They're Hippies, chickpea puffs. They're super good. Groovy white cheddar flavor. So you can try some of these. It's all certified vegan. So you're sitting around the campfire, have some of these, your vegan hot dog, your drink of choice, and you're good to go. Super good. This is definitely a winter dinner. Gotta love it. Vegan hot dog, Hippies, groovy white cheddar, chickpea puffs. You can't go wrong. Oh my gosh, look at that. The onions. She's all toasty. Super good. Okay, and for dessert, what good is a campfire unless you've got s'mores? But we're doing it vegan style, right? So we got these vegan graham crackers. And now the thing you want to keep in mind with graham crackers is honey. Honey is not vegan. So a lot of times cinnamon graham crackers, even plain graham crackers, and of course honey graham crackers will have honey in them. So you want to make sure that you get some graham crackers that don't have honey. Now, if you aren't sure about if an item, here's a little tip about what you can do to find out if an item is or isn't vegan. So these graham crackers, for example, I just wanted to make sure that they were vegan. So I, bought them like the online grocery where you pick your groceries up, and I wanted to make sure they were vegan. So I went on the website, I copied the ingredients off the website, and then I popped it into ChatGPT and said, can you please tell me if these graham crackers are vegan? And it ran through the thing and it said, yes, these are vegan, you're good to go, etc. So ChatGPT, when in doubt, can be super helpful for this kind of thing. So for our graham crackers, for our s'mores, we've got graham crackers, and wait till you see some of this other stuff. Okay, so as it turns out, not all marshmallows are created equal. These are dandies, as you can see, vegan marshmallows, okay? So I'm not 100% sure what the difference is between vegan marshmallows and regular marshmallows, with the exception of, I was talking to my mom about it the other day, and she said she thought it had something to do with like the emulsifier or like the gelatin potentially, and that is a horse derivative. So you don't want to use regular marshmallows if you're vegan. You want to get these special ones. They do cost a little bit more, but they're vegan and they're super good. Look, they're even right there, ready for s'mores action. And then lastly, chocolate. So this is Hershey's plant-based chocolate. Oat chocolate confection, extra creamy, almond, and sea salt. Certified vegan, plant-based. Now what I found super impressive about this, I don't think you're gonna be able to see it, but the sodium on this is actually really low. It's only 30 milligrams. So I thought that was super impressive. And super tasty too. So that is what we are gonna do. We're gonna make some s'mores right now. So let's do it. I don't think we're gonna have a very hard time heating up these graham crackers and chocolate because it's pretty warm out here. So first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna put our graham cracker and our plant-based chocolate on there, all right? And then what I wanna do is I'm gonna use these tongs. So I'm just gonna kind of flip it over the fire for just a second. Literally just a second or two, just to kind of melt it. The chocolatey part. It kind of depends on how you like it. I don't want it like super gooey. So like that actually is perfect for how I would like it. And next is the fun part. So we've got marshmallow, right? Sticker on there. You can get these tongs kind of at any store. Longer ones are usually better. I didn't have a whole lot of time, so I just got this guy. So we've got a pretty modest fire here. These things heat up super fast, these vegan marshmallows, and they're really good, so it won't take long. And in just a second, we're gonna have a s'more. Oh, it's already gosh, look at it. Oh, so good. She's getting all toasty, you see? Now that's a campfire marshmallow right there. Well, in fact, I think that is good enough. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And the moment we've all been waiting for, our s'more. Can you see it? We've got our campfire crispy vegan marshmallow, some plant-based chocolate, and yummy graham cracker. And we're gonna top it off. Oh my gosh, you can hear it, can't you? And see, this is why I didn't want it to get the chocolate to get too melty, because it's gonna melt anyways when you mush it. So, shall we? We shall. Oh my god. This is like what my heaven tastes like. And of course, don't forget napkins. So good. Oh my gosh, so good. That is real. This is the best s'more I've ever made. And it's vegan. And it's so good. And as you saw, it's super easy to do. And it only took like, what, a minute? Phenomenal. Highly recommend. Oh my gosh, look at this melty goodness. Literally dripping with love. Plant-based love. Oh my god. This is a s'more. I've never had a better s'more than this. Alright guys, so we did it! Vegan campfire. I mean, it doesn't really get any better. Hands down, that was the best s'more I've ever had in my life. And the most amazing vegan hot dog I've ever had. Campfire, out in the wilderness. Something about being out in the fresh air makes food taste like so different and so good. I think most of us know that. And that's what I'm experiencing now. So between those yummy little vegan chips and the hot dogs for dinner and the s'mores for dessert, I am good to go. Of course, you can always bring more hot dogs. Just remember, cooking by a campfire is challenging. You gotta think about bugs and the wind and the fire and, you know, keep the fire going and all that. So it is a little bit of a process, just I think most of us know that. But there is a way that you can do this if you're a vegan or vegetarian. Just bring those things with you. As you saw, it was pretty simple, wasn't difficult to do, and it tastes so good. Now that we've had a little dinner and the sun's starting to go down, I thought it'd be nice to chill out, have a little fireside reading. So I have this book, it's called The Book of Questions. I've had it for like about 20 years. And this book was one of my favorite things to take on like a road trip, because inside this book of questions, I think it's like 1,000 questions. What we would do, my friends and I in the car, is we'd take turns holding the book, and then we would just open it up to whatever page, and whatever the question was, you had to answer it, right? Okay, so I thought that might be kind of fun, just to do this, and I can share some of my thoughts, and this is totally off the cuff, so let's see what happens. So, open it, and I opened up to question 179. If you went to a movie with a friend and it was lousy, would you leave? 100%. Like, hands down. In fact, I can't think of any offhand right now because I haven't been to a movie in a while. But yeah, I know that I've done this before for sure. For sure. I would ask my friend first if they were okay with that. And if they were feeling the same way, then yeah. But if they were like, no, this seems really good, then I would stick around. Okay, question 102. How close and warm is your family? My family, I would say, is very warm and very close. Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's? Yes, I absolutely do. I had a great childhood. I had young parents. I still have young parents. And a younger brother, and then a sister who came along later. We had a lot of fun. We were active. We were doing stuff. We were always encouraged to be creative thinkers, open-minded, pursue our passions, do our thing. Some of my all-time favorite memories are from when I was a kid, so absolutely, for sure. Let's see. Question 193. Given the ability to project yourself into the future but not return, would you do so? I can say that right now I would not, because I have people here that I love and that love me so that would not be a cool thing to do. If not, would you change your mind if you could take someone along? At this stage of life, no, because I have more than one person. If it was later in life and it's just like me and one person left, quite possibly, yeah. If there was no one else that needed us or cared or was worried. How far would you go into the future? I have always felt that I was like, my brain thinks in future terms. I think it'd be really neat to see 100 years from now, because that would be like, I don't have any kids, but like, you know, only a couple generations away, so it's very possible those people might look like me and my family the same way we look like those from about 100 years ago. And I think it'd be really neat to talk to them. I would love to do that, so yeah, so many cool options there. Okay, so I got another fun camping game that we can do. This is the 31-day mindfulness challenge that I received from someone very dear and special to me. Muchas gracias. Very excited about this. Now, I have to tell you, I don't know what's gonna happen when I pull out a card. So what it is it's a bunch of cards, and they've got all sorts of different kinds of challenges on them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pick one out. I don't know what it says. We're gonna do it. Oh, this might actually be good for what we're doing. Mindful olfactory exercise. And on the back, it says, let me put these away. Mindful olfactory exercise. Smell something strong like coffee beans or perfume and pay close attention to what happens in your nose and then what feelings these scents evoke. Okay, so I can tell you right now, I am absolutely smelling a very strong smell of campfire and burning wood. And what it evokes for me is like happiness, outdoors, socializing, you know, being in Boy Scouts, going to camp, or, you know, I've camped many times with friends as an adult. It just makes me think of the outdoors and good times, and all good things. Does the smell lift your mood, make you feel more awake? What does it do? All those things that I just said. And of course, as you probably know, if you ever do a campfire, make sure you've got some extra water around, so when you are ready to leave the campground or retire for the evening, you want to make sure you put that campfire out. Even though this is surrounded by a lot of rocks, still a good idea. Alright guys, this has been fun. Camping's kind of exhausting though, but it's a lot of fun. And I have to tell you, I am looking forward to getting some shut-eye. So at this time, thank you again so much for hanging around. In just a second, it's gonna be morning. We're gonna have a whole bunch of new stuff to do. We're gonna walk around, check this place out. Got some more cool reading and stuff and cool insights to share. But for now, it's gonna be lights out. Okay, so who's in the mood for a scary campfire story? Yeah, me either. Good night. Good morning. Rise and shine. It's that time. Wow. Beautiful day, beautiful morning. Already I can tell, even though it's summer, it's pretty cool out here, like temperature wise. And it's just me. Beautiful morning out in the desert, waking up in nature. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. Holy cow. This is gorgeous. I'm gonna show you what this looks like from my vantage point, because this is awesome. Of course, you can't forget those morning essentials. Toothbrush, cup, toothpaste, gotta have them. Yeah, even out in the wilderness. And this thing actually holds a charge for a couple days, so I figured I was good with that, but Little brushing of teeth in nature. Just me and the deer. I love it. It's me and the hawks. Love it. Everybody needs to see that. Minty fresh. I wonder if you can see this, but there's something about a morning moon that I love. Can you see that? Did I get it? Something that I do every morning at home or wherever I am is a little bit of yoga, just to kind of center myself and do the balance and all that good stuff. So what better place than out here in the beautiful desert where I don't think there's a person for miles than to do a little yoga. So And then just wanted to give you kind of a overall view of what the campsite looks like in the morning. We've got the access road that we came in on. Beautiful sunrise right there. Pretty good sized site here. I mean, you could easily fit like an RV. Or two, actually. A couple tents. There's a lot of space here. And this is really cool. At the end of this campsite, let's do a little exploring. It looks like we've got a little trail here. I wonder where this goes to. Is it perhaps Narnia? Let's see. Oh, wow. Hello, morning. And that out there is Green Valley and probably part of Sahuarita. As you can hear, it is beautifully peaceful here. Can't forget those essentials, especially when you're out hiking. Bug spray, SPF, suntan lotion. I use 30, just depends on, you know, what you want to do. This one's got a little bronzer in it. It's clearly not working, but work with what you got. So, it actually doesn't feel too buggy right now, but just to be prepared, I think it's important to, you know, be ready for that. So, here we go. Can't forget those favorite hiking shoes, the Salomon. These guys. 3 years old. Starting to look a little beat up, but they're holding up really good. I did do a video a little bit more about these at some point in time. These are great hiking shoes. They've got traction, they're waterproof, and they're holding up really well. So if you're looking for good boots, highly recommend Salomon. Let's see, did I? S-A-L-O-M-O-N. Not sure if I said that right, but awesome shoes. Okay, so it's always good to bring some stuff for breakfast, you know, with you in the morning. Have a nice balanced meal before you head out to do your hiking or what have you. On my agenda today is a little bit of local exploration. I would like to do a little hiking around here, maybe see some deer, and just take in some of the local scenery. It's very peaceful, very quiet. I'm definitely alone. There's like, I don't even hear anyone at the nearby campsites. I've just seen some deer kind of in the bushes here, so hopefully I can see a little bit more of them. But for breakfast, there's a couple things you can do. I have this awesome bag that I got actually at Walmart. It's one of those like insulator bags, so you can put stuff in there and it'll keep it cold for 24, sometimes 48 hours, especially if you put some ice packs in there. So I'm just gonna have a little bit of my cereal this morning. Since everything is so cold, so that's good. And always have like a backup plan. I kind of swear by these. I don't know if you've ever gotten these breakfast bars before. I mean, I have them everywhere. I have them in all my backpacks and like my like glove compartment, my car, like you know, these like little breakfast bars. And they are not all created the same. I just, you know, sometimes they can be kind of high in sodium, so I try and watch that kind of stuff. But one of these will hold you over for a couple hours until, you know, you get your next place where you can get like a proper meal. So I always have these on standby just in case. But this morning for breakfast, I believe we are going to have, oh yeah, so I got this muesli. Let's see if you can see this from Bob's Red Mill. Yeah, this stuff is super good. My favorite thing about it is it has 0 cholesterol, 0 sodium, and only 1 gram of added sugar. So it's like very like nature food. And if you're trying to keep healthy and stuff, this is definitely a good way to do it. In fact, let me make my little bowl right here and see what it looks like. So good. Oh. Let's see if you can see this. Isn't that awesome? Yummy. Oh yeah, I got this chair too. I love this thing. Also at Walmart, now that I think about it. This is like a commercial for Walmart. And I love it because it's super sturdy. I've actually even taken it into like lakes and stuff, like sitting at the edge of the water, like in the water. It's really hardy, and it's got this little side table right here. So that's pretty cool, you know, because when you're out here, you don't have a lot. And if you don't want to like transport a lot either, you know, like lots of tables and stuff like that. You know, I'm just by myself, just doing one night. I didn't need to bring the full throttle, you know, which is why I didn't do a tent and all that. I knew it was gonna be too hot. So just good to know your temperature, you know what time of year you're there. I think I mentioned already, this is summer here. So this is absolutely a perfect, gorgeous morning. It's mid 70s right now. But last night it was, you know, pretty hot. It still around 8 o'clock was over 100 degrees. And I knew that, so I knew I wasn't gonna be sleeping in a tent, because it's just, every time I've slept in a tent when it's that warm, I end up sleeping in my car anyways, because it just gets too hot. And then the car can get a little uncomfortable because, you know, I keep the windows closed and obviously the engine off. And so it can get a little stagnant. It did cool down in the night, but the one thing that I think I'm gonna buy and I would recommend is, if you're gonna sleep in a car for the night, like out camping or something, is get one of those like solar powered fans, so it can like charge during the day, and then when like you're in the car at night and it's all closed up and locked up, you get at least some breeze going, and then that way you don't have to like put it onto like a generator or your car. That's my next purchase, is I'm gonna get one of those so I can do this kind of stuff more easily. But just a tip for the day. So anyways, we're gonna enjoy a little breakfast here. This is my jam. This stuff also low sodium, no cholesterol. I'm a vegetarian, so pretty much everything I do is gonna be like that. I save all those like spoons and stuff you get at, like, you know, when you go out to eat, the little fast food places or whatever. Ooh, this one even has a fancy knife at the end. So good. It's pretty cool from this campsite here. You can see here in the Santa Rita Mountains, that peak I'm gonna zoom in on is Elephant's Head. So I can probably get over there and hike in, I don't know, 20-30 minutes maybe. But depending on which campsite you get here at Proctor, you could definitely do some hiking over there at the Elephant's Head, which is pretty cool. And as you can see, the road in and out, the access road is gravel. It's pretty rocky. I wouldn't recommend bringing a like a traditional car, like, you know, a smaller 4-door. Like, I would definitely get something bigger, or if you do have a smaller car, like if you've got more rugged tires, that would probably be good, because let's see if you can see, it is pretty rocky. So even in a Jeep with some pretty, you know, bigger tires, it was still a little bit bouncy, but I have to say, not super annoying. Just be prepared for that. I wouldn't bring it, you know, if you've got just like a more smaller car or things like that, or like a car that's lower to the ground. You definitely don't want to do that, because sorry, still finishing breakfast. Too early for that. I made that mistake before, where I used to have this car that was like lower to the ground, and I took it on a road just like this, gravelly. Oh my gosh. So it was a problem because it's so low that you hit, like, and the rocks are pretty jagged and pointed and stuff, and that if you, like, your bottom of your car hits that, you can, like, I popped a hole in like the oil thing, so then it was like leaking oil everywhere. So you just like want to be careful about that stuff, because, you know, I don't know, I'm sort of impulsive, and, you know, that day I was like, I'm going camping, and I didn't think that all the way through. So just, and then you pay the price, you know, because then you're stuck with a hole in your oil thing. So just something to think about before you come on out. And of course, at these campsites, there's no restrooms, there's no trash service, nothing, you're on your own. So pack in, pack out, as they say. So always make sure you take your trash with you. Ideally to a place where you can break out the recyclables. There's a parking lot nearby that's got the recyclable bin, so I'm probably gonna just take that over there. Another thing that's kind of cool too, if you can, I don't know why, but I'm a big fan of nature should be how nature is. We are absolutely visitors here. We are absolutely guests. And so if you are at a campsite and you've seen, like, you know, there were other people before that maybe left some trash behind, I like to pick that up too, just to try and preserve it as much as possible, because as I stand here talking to you, all the animals, I know they're sitting out there looking, wondering when they can come back over here. And so this is their turf, and, you know, I feel like a guest in their house, and when I go to someone's house, I don't leave my trash just sitting around. So something to think about, to try and be considerate of them. Although there might be some snacks that they might like, but we're not supposed to feed the animals, so let's keep that in mind. Okay, thanks. So I brought some books for a little morning reading, which I thought might be kind of nice. One of them is a dream book. How cool is it, you know? Like, I have to be honest, I don't always remember my dreams. Almost never. But when I do, cool dream dictionary. So I brought this with because I figured I would have some dreams tonight. And I had a dream about deer outside my car. What a surprise. So let's look up this bad boy and see what it says about. Let's look up deer and then we'll look up car. I hope deer is in here. It's got a lot of stuff though. Whoa, all sorts of things. Here we go, deer. All right, this is pretty cool. Let's see what it's got to say. No idea. Dreaming about deer can indicate nervousness or skittishness, since deer flee at the first sign of danger. If I'm being totally transparent, that makes sense. Sleeping out alone in the wilderness, yeah, I'll admit it, I get a little nervous about that. I have camped before and I've done it before, but almost every time, you know, I do get a little bit worried about that. And it's interesting because I have a lot of experience outside, and I know that the majority of animals are probably even more afraid of us than we are of them. And just like any, you know, survival instinct, they're just trying to protect themselves and they're young. So I'm not naive, you know, I don't want to go play with them necessarily, but, you know, mutual respect. But yeah, so that doesn't surprise me. Let's see what else it says. Deer can symbolize something elusive, such as the solution to a problem or a person you can't pin down. Something elusive. Well, I've been searching for a job lately, so maybe that's part of it. They can symbolize an easy prey. The phrase deer in the headlights means frozen in place and unable to take action. Perhaps you are indecisive about a situation or in shock about something. This use of the symbolism will show in the imagery of being unable to move. A deer can symbolize someone you refer to as dear, like, you know, oh, my dear son, especially if the deer talks, which in my dream it did not, although that would have been super cute. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I love deer. In fact, I was up in these mountains not that long ago and did that video, the mountain nature walk with Madera Canyon. And in that video, I saw a bunch of deer, and they're very docile in these parts. I think they feel very safe over here. And so I've been seeing them in the woods, and they haven't come over here, but they're such beautiful animals. And out here, like, I've seen them like in other parts of the country where they're very like robust. Like here, they're definitely skinnier, diet deer. So that was kind of neat, huh? That's pretty cool. Little dream analysis there. Got this other book. So it's been sitting on my shelf. I got it a while ago. I've been wanting to read it forever. It's called Made Easy, The Chakras by Hillary H. Carter. You know, I do yoga every morning, and actually my mom has been a big influence on me with things like knowing and understanding chakras and the energies and what it all means. And quite frankly, I'm absolutely a novice. I'm not going to even pretend to act like I know that much, but I brought this with just to do some reading, so I just opened it up. Let's see what we can learn here in maybe a paragraph. An imbalanced second chakra. Imbalances in the second chakra are common. This chakra is about finding what brings you pleasure. If there is imbalance here, then pleasure seeking is either denied or overemphasized. When this chakra is imbalanced, intimacy and commitment will be an issue. You may be able to perform sexually, but the sex act will be missing the vital element of true, deep, loving connection with another human being. Sex for you becomes the sex act rather than lovemaking, and as such it will be a shallow experience. Your relationships tend to be superficial, and you use people for your own selfish needs. You will also have a marked tendency towards jealousy which comes from a deep sense of insecurity. What a paragraph to open up to. Yeah, and I certainly know people like that. Not me, of course, but you know, I think that learning a little bit more about chakras and energies like that really help you to center yourself. I've made a lot of progress in the last, I don't know, 5 to 8 years when it comes to things like, you know, wellness and balance through yoga and things like understanding the chakras better. On the back of the book it says, "The Chakras Made Easy is aimed at the reader who wants straightforward and easy to understand information," that's me, "about the chakras without having to read through a load of BS to get to the facts. Let's do this." That's what I'm talking about. Then I got this other book here. It's called Stand a Little Taller by Gordon B. Hinckley. Counsel and inspiration for each day of the year. That sounds pretty cool. I just kind of grabbed a bunch of stuff off my shelf and figured, let's see what page the universe directs us to. Maybe there's something that I'm meant to learn, or maybe there is something that you are meant to learn by watching this video and what I'm talking about. So let's leave it up to the powers of the universe. I'm gonna open this book up and see what it says. Hopefully it's nothing crazy. Ooh, okay, self-discipline. And there's a quote from Job 27:5. It says, "Till I die, I will not remove mine integrity from me." Permissiveness never produced greatness. Integrity, loyalty, and strength are virtues whose sinews are developed through the struggles that go on within a man as he practices self-discipline under the demands of divinely spoken truth. Self-discipline, you know, that's such an interesting topic, I think, because when I think back to being a younger person, I didn't know what that was, you know, just did what I wanted. Of course, you get a couple slaps in the face over the years and you realize, like, oh, I guess I can't always do what I want. And so I think understanding the concept of self-discipline at a young age would be key, because it's not something that just happens. You're not naturally gonna, I mean, some people are definitely better at it than others, that's for dang sure. But, you know, for those of us that, I don't know, oh, there's like so many beautiful hawks and stuff around here. Speaking of discipline, let me see if I can get this guy. Look at this guy. Can you see him? Oh. Anyways. Discipline. You should have discipline. So no, I think it's really good. And you know what? With it, an interesting thing regarding the concept, the topic of discipline, is that I don't think that's something that ever stops. You know, your whole life you're constantly learning and growing and challenging yourself to self-discipline is, I think that's something that goes on forever. I think, you know, you get better at it as you get older. But, you know, I thought that was an interesting one. Let's see if we got, let's do one more, huh? The quality of mercy. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Oh, that's nice. There is so much hatred in the world. There is so much bitterness in the world. There is so much selfishness in the world. There's so much arrogance in the world. What a marvelous thing to have in our lives, the quality of mercy, of reaching out to others in a spirit of mercy, love, and kindness. I love that. That's why I brought this book, right? Have mercy. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I'm so glad we got that one. That's a good one. Okay, so we're gonna go on a little walk, do some exploration around here. Okay, so we're gonna venture out from our campsite here leave it up behind for a minute and see what the open road here holds before us. I know in this area, oh, that makes it a little bright, huh? I know in this area, there's a lot of wild cattle and deer, and they're pretty docile, but just kind of keeping my eyes open for that, and I don't want to get too loud. I don't want to disturb the peace. Fortunately, I think I'm here by myself. I haven't seen anybody else. Fortunately, if the car's coming, I'll hear it. So that's cool. But anyways, pretty peaceful out here. All by myself. I think. I haven't seen anybody. This is pretty cool. There are 13 camping sites at this location. First come, first serve. And so, you know, I didn't really know like what to expect. It is midweek, not the weekend. So there might be a little less competition than usual. Or on a weekend, I should say. So that might be part of it. Looks like some of these sites are bigger than others. Like here's one, let's check this out. That's pretty awesome. I love the fire pits. It is amazing to me that this is a first come, first serve campsite. I remember in California, that stuff was so challenging to do. Like I remember there's so many rules and restrictions about camping there. Me and a group of friends went up to Sequoia this one time, and it was so awesome up there. So beautiful, but it was like super strict. And I understand, you know, for safety and all that, but there was no open fires allowed at all. And in fact, even if you wanted to bring like a little gas stove, you had to apply for a permit in advance. That was up at Sequoia. And this was a couple years ago. I don't know if things have changed. But to me, I mean, look at this campsite right here. We got the fire pits and everything. And this is really impressive. And so what's amazing to me about that is that it is way more lax here, you know, which makes it a lot more, I think, enticing and user-friendly if you want to come out here camping, because it is beautiful. Oh, this is cool. You can see like parts of this access road get a little more smooth, so it's not all super rocky terrain. So for those of you looking to come back here with a smaller vehicle, I mean, if you can get lucky and get one of those very first campsites right by the entrance, it's only a little brutal for about 30 or 45 seconds. When you talk about hidden gems, holy cow, this is it. This is definitely a hidden gem. Oh my gosh, I feel like this looks like a scene from my heaven, no joke. I'm curious about what this is over here. You see, it's shaped like a house. You see that? Oh, that's kind of cool. Is it anything? No, it doesn't look like it. It's pretty neat though. I'm gonna guess it's like a place to put signage of some sort, but look at that view. Super impressive. And something nobody wants to talk about, but at these types of campsites, it is pack in, pack out. That means bring in your stuff, take it with you, and that means everything, including human waste. So I've got like a link that I'll put in the description here from the Park Service, or from, the park that asks you how to do that. But in short, they say just dig a hole and bury it if it's not something that you can take with you. Whoa, these flies are pretty big here. So yeah, something to think about with that. And, you know, just make sure that you know, you're respectful of others. Bring all your own trash with you. It's kind of like, you know, the pros and cons of a site like this. Like, yeah, there's no restrooms and there's no trash service or things like that, but I mean, this is awesome. It feels a lot more like a connection to nature. These campsites really impressive. They're really nice. I mean, you got to see this stuff. Look at this. So if you're coming with a good sized group, there's definitely space for you. Now, the only thing just to keep in mind is that this is all first come, first serve. So yeah, I gotta tell you, for my first time at this particular location, I would definitely do this again. Just make sure you bring lots of bug spray. It's really actually not that bad. I just have a stalker fly right now, but I have definitely been to campsites where it's way worse. And like I said, this is summer, so you gotta kind of expect it. Bring maybe some citronella candles or lanterns or things like that too for the campsite. But like I said, first time here, this is, I think, gonna become a new regular thing for me. If you are a person who likes to go to campsites where there's like lots of people, lots of activity, you're talking to your neighbors, things like that, this might not be the location for you, because this is, I mean, literally I'm the only person here. I did a video on the 7 best lakes around Tucson, and Patagonia Lake is a really good example of a lake that has camping that is like that. You do have to pay. It's not expensive. I think it's like $20, but you do have to go through that process to set that up. And the campsite is right at the lake, and it is every time I've been there, busy, social, active, family fun kind of thing. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. I'll include a link to that video, the 7 best lakes around Tucson. And if you want to check it out, learn a little bit more, it's called Patagonia Lake at Patagonia State Park, very southern part of Arizona. So, but yeah, so if you are a person who likes solace and peace, like I said, this is my first time here at this Proctor campground location. If you want solace and peace, this is it. I mean, I'm gonna stop talking here for a second, and all you're gonna hear are my feet. Check this out. That's it. Just my feet. So only about 100 yards from the very entrance of the Proctor campsite is a little nature trail that I did a walk on in a previous video. I'm gonna include a link to it in the description. It's my exploration of Madera Canyon mountain nature walk, and I'm actually about to get on that little trail right now. And here we go. I'm on that trail right now, so you can see in reference how far it is from the Proctor campground. It's just steps away. I'm at one of the early campsites, and I got to this little trail in 2 minutes. So if you want to learn a little bit more about this trail, where you'll see lots of deer, turkeys, great for bird watching, definitely check out that video. Link in description. I think I called it I Discovered Paradise, Arizona's Madera Canyon, and as you can see, it is paradise. So just wanted to see where that was in relation to the campsite. This is really cool. There's a whole lot of cattle out here right by the campsite. Let's see if we can get up close and personal with these guys without scaring them. Enjoying their peace. Oh, he's looking at me. Don't worry, guy. I'll be out here in a sec. Oh, they're so cute. They just want some snacks. So I want to thank you for coming with me on this excursion. This has been really cool. Little camping in the car kind of thing. Make sure you've got a car big enough for it. like I mentioned earlier, maybe make sure you've got some kind of a fan in there, because it can get a little hot in the summer months. And extra blankets if you're going in the cooler months. I almost feel like a really good time to go here would probably be like spring. But you know, here I am in summer. There's hardly anyone here. There's probably a reason for it. I love the heat, so something to think about. But thank you very much for coming along with me on this journey. I think we're gonna do more of these because this is really fun. And I hope you learned something new. Got to explore the outsides here, hidden gem of Arizona. Beautiful place, highly recommend it. And as the saying goes, happy trails to you. See you in the next video.